We'll call the meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, are there any additions or corrections to the consent calendar?
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion and a second, you may call roll.
Commissioners Figurs.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Moving on, are there any visitors to be heard tonight? And no, so we will move on to old business. And this is the Schwartzley change order number 4. We have postponed this, tabled this twice, and it is, I'm sure you're all familiar with this, so is there any discussion on this before somebody wants to make a motion or not?
Open for discussion, otherwise I do have a motion.
Pardon?
Says if I'm open for discussion, otherwise I do have a motion. Motion that we move ahead with this, so we don't lose our grant, and we can open the swimming pool on time. I'll make the motion that this 54 or whatever $1,000 it is the Burbox portion of $54,000 gets withheld from Burbox position until they solve it with us, with the commission. And I've had a discussion with Todd Gannon, and he was okay with that motion.
You know that? Let's read that back so everybody can hear it.
Motion is to approve the change order to move forward, but to withhold $54,000 from Burbox payments until they resolve their issue with us, correct?
That is a motion, is there a second?
Are you picking 54,000, or do you want it to be this 56,165?
I want whatever the 5 change orders amount.
So make it for that 56,165.62.
Yes, sorry.
I will second it.
Okay, there's no other discussion, on call roll.
Commissioners Garbers.
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Larson. Aye. Figurs.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Okay, next on the agenda, now we do move to new business. Next on the agenda is the Clean Water Resolution hearing. This hearing is part of the application process for the South Dakota DANR loan and grant program for the Northwest Street Sanitary and Storm Sewer Improvement Project. We plan on updating the sewer to facilitate growth on Northwest Street, and Harley from CCOG will be present and answer questions during the hearing. So, this being the time and place for the Clean Water Resolution hearing, the public hearing is now open. The purpose of the public hearing is to receive any public comments and consider the information to determine the possibility of any changes. If any member of the City Commission has a conflict of interest with this issue, they should so state and abstain from participation in this hearing. No one? Okay. Is there anyone present who would like to address this issue? This is proponents and opponents. Is there any members of the board that have direct questions with Harley?
Can you just sum it up maybe a little bit?
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so the city, with CCOG and JSC's assistance, will be submitting an application to the Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources. This application, there will be 2 applications, a clean water and a drinking water application that are due January 1 of 2025. The application will request funds on the drinking water side not to exceed $1,946,000. The interest rate for the drinking water state revolving loan fund is 3.75 for 30-year term. The financing package announced in March could be any combination of loan, grant, or principal forgiveness. If the funding package is 100% loan, the annual payments will be around $108,300. The city expects to make repayment through project surcharge. If the requested amount is funded at 100%, the projected utility rate impact per user is approximately $7.42. Any grants funds awarded would reduce that surcharge amount. And then same thing for clean water, not to exceed $1,827,000. And then that one is 3.75 for a 30-year term as well. The annual payments would be around $101,700. The city expects to do a repayment through project surcharge, and the project utility rate impact per user would be $6.97. Any grant funds awarded would reduce that surcharge amount.
So are you staying with this project to help find possible grants for it, or how does that work?
The way that I understand it is Lincoln County Justice Department allocated about $725,000 to the clean water side, so that's like some of their sewer improvements and stuff like that. So and depending on the funding package, it's at the board's discretion if they have any grant funds for this project. Usually how it kind of works is if you meet certain criteria, if your rates are like above a certain amount, usually it's like $55, they'd like try to, provide some sort of subsidy, but again, that's up to DANR. And working on other types of grants to try to help Lincoln County on their side. And the city, of course. It's kind of like the county doesn't really have like they aren't eligible to apply for certain grants. So has to if you guys wanted to go into an agreement with the county, then the city's usually just the applicant sometimes. So just depends.
So these amounts you came up with, two different amounts.
Yep, these
Is
are
that taking how far north and west, or is it just north, or how far are these numbers associated with?
just the northwest street in that area.
Just north and south?
Mhm.
Nothing heading west?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Jeff just came in. Jeff, would this have anything to do with possible in expanding the industrial park?
I'm not sure where we're at here, so brief me in real quick and I'll be glad to.
Northwest Street for the expansion.
Yes. Yeah, Commissioner Garber's the possibility of expansion, that would feed into that.
We
McCart's.
could work together and get the best deal out there, I guess.
So there are conversations taking place right now in terms of partnerships with the county and the different stakeholders as far as filling each side in on what the other side's got going on, and to see where there might be some partnerships with some things that economic development is working on right now. We're gonna have a lot more answers come the beginning of the new year. And then at that point, once we kind of know where we're at with some opportunities that we became aware of that we might be eligible for, then, I could look to get a hold of Harley and Kyle at the city, and if you guys have an administrator by that point, whomever, and definitely coordinate those efforts.
I'd really like to see it to the west edge of county's property.
Understood.
Yeah.
I got in on the last part, so.
Sorry, I
It's
put you
okay.
on the spot,
Nope,
but
that's fine.
Yeah, no, like, if that, kind of all works out and everything, EDA, could be a potential, funding source. If they have disaster supplement funding, which is a little bit more flexible. But again, depends on the conversations that Jeff has with, all the stakeholders and stuff, so. It's just kind of up in the air right now, as far as that.
because at one time I heard that if just Northwest Street was just, that's where we were gonna end, that we were just more or less adding the Justice Center and at the same time putting the people that live on West Street on, that we are maybe not eligible for maybe possible grants, then if we're kind of looking forward to maybe hooking up a new area.
Mhm.
So that's where I'm going with this, that if we could at least get it to a possible new part of an industrial park, if there would maybe more grants there.
Right, and usually how you would be eligible for that is if you have a couple potential businesses that either want to establish themselves in that area or expand into that area.
That's why I think you
So-
need to work really close with Jeff.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, they usually like to see the bird in hand, is what rule of thumb is, so, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other speakers? Okay, hearing nothing further, the public hearing is now closed, and I would entertain a motion regarding this resolution.
Second.
We don't have to vote, do we? This is the resolution. We do? Okay, go ahead.
Commissioners York.
Aye.
Larson. Biggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
Mayor Lindstrom.
Aye. The next is the hearing of application process for the South Dakota DANR loan and grant program for the Northwest Street drinking improvement project. And we plan on updating the water main along that route. Harley from CCOG already spoke and on both of the issues for the clean water and drinking water. So I will start the hearing. This being the time and place for the drinking water resolution hearing, the public hearing is now open. The purpose of the public hearing is to receive any public comments and consider the information to determine the possibility of any changes. If any member of the city commission has a conflict of interest with this issue, they should so state and abstain from participating in this hearing. All right, is there anyone present who would like to address this issue, proponent or opponent? I know Harley already spoke, and she spoke about both of them, so,
Motion.
okay, and hearing nothing further from the public hearing is now closed. And you made a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Call roll?
Commissioners Larson. Biggers. Garbers.
Aye.
York. Mayor Lindstrom.
Aye. Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of liquor and wine license renewals. 12 liquor licenses are up for renewal for liquor or wine licenses for the year of 2025. All sales taxes and property taxes must be paid, and in order for the state to consider the renewals, the city verifies that the property taxes are paid and all paperwork is completed before the application is sent to the state. The state will check the sales taxes and will hold the application until sales taxes are up to date. So, this requires a motion and second to approve these licenses.
Second.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Not hearing any, you'll call roll.
Commissioners Biggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Larson. Mayor Lindstrom.
Aye. Next on the agenda is the approved liquor and wine operating agreements. And the city of Canton is required to renew the operating agreements with liquor and wine operators on an annual basis. The agreements remain the same as last year. So this requires a motion and a second also.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, we're gonna call roll.
Commissioners Garbers,
Aye.
York,
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Biggers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Next on the agenda is a street closure request. Canton Chamber is requested to close Fifth Street from Milwaukee Street to Main Street on December 6th from 6:55 to 7:30 for the Winter Wonderland Parade. The South Dakota DOT has signed off on the Chamber Road closure request. So, unless you have anything, do you have any questions?
We would like to ask that we have 5 spots in front of the courthouse lawn blocked off because we are working on bringing in carriage rides that evening also. So we would like to have those parking spots coned off so we don't have cars parked there if possible.
On the Fifth Street side.
Yes,
Motion approved with her add-on.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
thank you very much.
Any questions, guys? Okay, call roll.
Commissioners York,
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Biggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Next on the agenda is ash trees. The ash trees in the city of Canton are infested, as we all know, and are slowly dying. A declaration was issued with a November 1st deadline to remove ash trees on public property / right-of-way. Removal of untreated ash trees is necessary to preserve public health and safety and to prevent the spread of the disease or insects to the public and all places. The board needs to discuss ash trees that are still standing after this declaration deadline. So, Chief?
So we've sent out numerous letters in reference to this, had a really good response, I feel like. A handful of people did not get them done in time. We've got some requests for some extensions. And also, we've got some folks that are having difficulty coming up with the funds to pay for this issue. So we're working with all those individuals to try to get past that, between the time frame and the money constraints. So other than that, we've got really good compliance on it so far.
You say there's a handful that have not complied.
Yeah, 3 or 4 is
Oh,
as of right now.
Type of time frame are they looking for?
One, we have an extension request of end of the month, November.
Okay.
One was, we were told that he was not gonna be able to do it due to financial burden. I'm trying to help him with some quotes and trying to figure out how to get it so he can afford it. And the other extension was like 2 weeks, and they had a contractor, the contractor just wasn't able to get to it by the deadline.
We're down to only 4 people that have trees.
That we've given notifications to. So one of the problems is in this lies, when I went to the police academy, they didn't tell me anything about trees. So the ash tree issue is a problem for us as far as being able to tell what's an ash tree and what's not an ash tree. So we're gonna have to reach out to some professional help and probably do a canvas after this is all said and done and figure out what we got left standing.
Thank you. Do we have a deadline for them to ask for help to identify?
Yep.
I don't wanna make your job harder, but we did have that, so we didn't have this.
But at this point, these trees still, I mean, we have to do something with them.
We had to wait till the deadline to see what was left, right?
For them to say that.
Whatever is left, we have to at least
Address at this point.
address it somehow, so.
I feel you are addressing this issue moving forward. I mean, you're speaking with them.
The individuals that haven't cut down their trees?
Yeah.
That we're aware of, yes, yep.
Other than the ones that you can't identify as
Yeah,
natural.
Well, they don't have leaves on them anymore, so
Yeah,
that's a
so it's-
problem. Well, not for Chris.
There are 4 black ash trees that I guarantee no one's gonna suggest you remove. Beautiful black ash that are in the boulevard that I don't wanna knock on the door and break the bad news to.
They've been leafless all summer.
Nope, they're just infected. And they don't look like your typical ash tree. Unfortunately, they're gonna die of emerald ash borer, but there's 4 of them in the community. I don't know what you wanna do. I'm
There's only-
Trying to sit over here and shut up,
There's only 4 that we have in town that are,
that are black ash.
And we have to address identifying. But at the same time, I don't know that we need to be real lenient on that because they were supposed to ask for that help way early.
But as an enforcement issue, for us to take enforcement, we have to be able to identify them to remove them.
We have to discuss for you how to identify, and if we need somebody to ride with you on a certain day to.
Chris, how many would you say are in town or still, other than the
In the
4
boulevard,
in the boulevard?
10.
10
We've done a great job.
10 owners or 10 trees?
10 trees. No, there are some that are 10, 12 foot tall that will go around and have to take and flush to the ground. Because that was the deal, was that we don't want a bunch of totem poles around town. Yeah. Now it's a matter of getting to the backyard.
That's more complicated.
The boulevards are, there's probably 10 left.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like we've got really good
Yeah.
compliance on that.
You got
Just asking out loud because I didn't know. Could we pay Chris or equivalent to ride one day? I don't know if you want that job. And get them identified.
You can't do it.
You bring in. We were gonna have Sam do it. For X amount of money to mark them all. You know? You
Do
just-
we know what trees that are in question or not really?
Not really.
Well, then we gotta find somebody, okay, who do we get? I totally understand Chris not wanting to do it.
Reach out to loads. Chris Loads.
We can, I'm assuming he's plenty busy with cutting them down, but you may be able to take a few minutes and help you guys identify them.
And I don't know if it's something that we could do as far as the bid process goes, as far as identifying and removing them in the same bid process.
I don't know that we need to go that far, because once we identify them, then we gotta serve or notice or whatever, the owners, give them. Again, that's the reason we made it, so we didn't have this, but give them, if we can get it done maybe this week, then we give them till the end of November to get it done. If we can identify them this week, they give them 3 weeks to get it done.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. First, we have to make sure that someone can go right along with you to be able to do that low. If no one has time to do that, then that puts kind of a glitch in it, I would say.
That guy that came here to speak, and you probably know his name, what's,
John Ball,
we hired him to do it?
He works for us. But you couldn't hire him.
Let's reach out to Don Bowl and see if he'll come and help us.
I mean, or is Sam a better person to have come to this?
Sam is not your answer.
Okay.
That's soft subject.
See if John Bowl will help us, and then let's move. If he will, let's get
You
him.
can go to the Sioux Falls Arborist list and you can pick and choose from there.
would your professional opinion be that it's gonna be difficult to find somebody right now, or is the workload down?
We shouldn't have a problem finding anybody to mark them. They're just,
If that owner sees that person, he's got to strike against them for getting the services, is where I think Chris is going with.
No, I understand that, just as far as picking a contractor to come out and identify trees.
I wouldn't think he'd have a problem.
Okay. I can just be in touch with Chris and maybe get a list of folks to call and
But
see
that
if
John Bowl works for the state.
He works for the state.
That's, yes, you,
Yeah, yeah.
I can reach out to John.
Make that motion.
There's probably a half a dozen that you could easily get down here within a week.
Whenever we get it done, we give them 3 weeks to get it done. After they're identified, I'll make that motion.
Second?
Deb?
Yep.
You wanna call roll?
Commissioners Larson.
Aye.
Biggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
York.
Abstain.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thanks, Brooke.
Okay, next on the agenda is a first reading for a supplemental ordinance. In order not to exceed the original appropriation, the city will need to make some adjustments to the budget through a supplement. These are items that were not originally budgeted, but were carried over from 2023 or had city commission approval. The general fund total is $7,781,000, and the BBB sales tax fund total is $3,000. And the explanations are attached, and a motion is required for a first reading.
So moved.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the KLJ change order number 2. Aaron Storm, project engineer with KLJ, has submitted a change order for the airport hangar taxi lane extension. The change order is for $44.55. And a motion is required to approve the change order.
Motion.
Second.
Can you call roll?
Commissioners Biggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. The next two are also on, from KLJ. The Aaron Storm, the project engineer, has submitted pay request number 4 in the amount of $10,937.84 for work completed on the airport hangar taxi lane construction project. So,
Motion.
okay, is there a second?
Second.
Call roll?
Commissioners Garbers.
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Biggers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. KLJ has also submitted a final review and acceptance for the airport hangar taxi lane extension construction. So. Who does this review?
They do.
Okay.
With their engineers and the contractor and the airport board.
Okay. All right. This requires a motion in a second also.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Call roll?
Commissioners York.
Aye.
Larson. Aye. Biggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Next is the signatory authority for South Dakota DNR. South Dakota DANR requires a subscriber agreement to be signed in order to give the signatory authority to the individuals that intend to sign discharge monitoring reports. The recommendation is to have Bill Winter as the signatory. This requires a motion and a second also.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. If there's no other discussion, call roll.
Commissioners Larson. Aye. Biggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom. Oh,
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye.
I get one tonight.
Maybe. Next is the Beaver Creek pay application number 8. JSA submitted a pay application for the Beaver Creek Trunk Sewer Project. This pay application is for $793,191.60. And the breakdown for this payment was attached to this, and with the funding summary from CCOG is attached. So,
Motion to approve. Just got a question. Kind of drove around this weekend. Are we all done under the dirt?
I believe all of that's, the subgrade is all done. It's a matter of a little bit of final grading, asphalt and some curb and gutter. Is that right, Chris? Maybe some sidewalk?
Based on the talks with the contractors last week, they have all the underground done. Right now, they're working on finishing the concrete, so it'd be the curb and gutter. They're gonna start on Blair, I believe, this week with asphalt. Once they get done with that, they should be moving on to Pleasant. So they wanna try to piggyback it. It'll depend on weather, of course, but so far weather's cooperating, so it's helping. So hopefully we get it done.
Thank you, Chris. So we do have a motion to accept this. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we'll call roll.
Commissioner Spiggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Next is the Recreation Board resignation. Nate Kleinschmidt and Dave Dixon have resigned from their positions on the Recreation Board. And we need a motion and a second to accept these resignations.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, on to call roll.
Commissioners Garbers.
Aye.
York.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Biggers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. And next on the agenda is appointments for Recreation Board. It's recommended to appoint Jen Diebert and Jamie Larson to the Recreation Board for a 3-year term. They're both submitted letters stating their desire to be on the Recreation Board. So this requires a motion in a second.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll.
Commissioners York.
Aye.
Larson.
Aye.
Biggers.
Aye.
Garbers.
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. Next is the loader rental agreement. For the past few years, the City of Canton has been renting a loader for snow removal operations. The rental of the second loader speeds up the process and efficiency of the removal efforts. The rental rates for the loader are $4,800 monthly, an increase of $800 from last year's agreement. A lost damage waiver for $720, and an environmental charge of $96, for a total of $5,616. The contract allows for 176 hours per month, and there will be an overage charge for anything over those hours. And we typically rent a loader for 4 months, depending on the weather. So, and the motion would be to approve the rental agreement with Titan Rentals.
How many hours did we put on this last year?
A bunch last year because of the snow, but that's where the exact amount, I'm not sure.
Chris, do you know how much we use this thing, basically just hooked up to the snow blower?
No.
Or this was the
Cage
pusher, the cage?
This is on the cage blade that we use it. Also, we use it to push up leaves too, so obviously we don't need to take delivery right away with it because weather.
It's holding on.
Yeah, I would think that if anything, you could wait till probably about the end of November maybe. You know, depending on weather. I mean, obviously it can change anytime pretty soon, but as it stands right now, we don't even have the contract signed, so. Once we take delivery, that'll determine when we start paying for it, so. We do use it for other things besides just pushing snow, so, I mean, we'd rather put the hours on that than our own loader, so. But it will not hook up to the snow blower.
Not.
No. We would need a bigger loader, and of course, that'd be more money on a contract, so.
So do we leave our loader hooked up to the snow blower? And I'd help with snow when are we using 2 loaders at the very same time?
Yes, because that loader, our loader is the only one that'll carry that snow blower because that snow blower is very heavy. And if we were to rent another loader, it really just makes more sense to use our loader a little less because we actually own it up to a certain point. Works better off by not putting the hours on our loader. So we can use that loader for blowing snow while we're still using the other rental to clear off parking lots. So parking lots get to be more of a thing that gets done later on, obviously. Try to get the streets done first, emergency routes, to everything picked up downtown. So parking lots kind of get to a little bit of the wayside. But we use it in cul-de-sacs too, the rental loader with the cage blade, so.
And we had checked with anybody else.
We tried to reach out to Cat, but never got back with anything, so I reached out to him.
Or is that, is Titan, who is Titan?
Titan is actually Case, the loader is a Case loader, so reaching out to Caterpillar, I mean, I never did get a response back. I tried to line up rental through them just to see if it would change anything, but
How about DMI?
that's just I don't know if DMI does it or not for sure, but we did do the John Deere RDO. We did it the 1 year because we didn't have a rental to get, so that was kind of where we got stuck with that one. But a lot of these loaders get spoken for, and that's why we put this one on hold, just in case we didn't get it. If we could find a better contract, we would have probably went that route, but at the time I didn't do enough research into DMI. I guess I could have looked into that. RDO has been, it's kind of, we already have a John Deere loader. We would have to get a different coupler for the cage blade too, so it kind of defeats the purpose. You spend extra money on a coupler, so.
So if we sign the paperwork to be ready, can we put it on hold until we see?
Yeah, it's reserved for us right now. So whenever we decide to take delivery of it, we can wait until Thanksgiving if we want to. I mean, we're just kind of waiting to see what the weather's like right now. We just get it lined up ahead of time so that way we still have it reserved.
It says this contract allows for 176 hours per month. Is there a contract that allows for 126 hours a month, or is this the minimum one?
I think this is the minimum that they came up with.
Okay.
I think with a lot of other places, they use rental loaders. I know that like some of the major shopping centers, Empire Mall, some of the other places use rental loaders like that, same kind of deal.
This is like roughly 45 hours a week. We're not even scheduled to work that many hours.
Yeah, you'd like to think that we wouldn't get hammered in snowstorms multiple times, but for that 1 year we did, so it paid off having it. But like I said, we use it in other situations too, so it's not just sitting there.
Once we have it, our loader's the last one to leave the shed.
And like I said, it saves the wear and tear on our loader.
Any other questions?
The damage waiver, what is that cover?
Basically, it's insurance. We won't pay that. We will have our insurance company make them as an additional insured. And it's far cheaper than the $720 a month. It might cost us $720 to insure it for the time we have it.
Any other questions?
Use it if we don't get snow, we better clean up. We gotta clean up Chautauqua Park. Obviously, I see that.
Yeah, we also have people bringing skid loaders over the weekend in that park too, so I don't know what's going on there.
Like hauling stuff out.
No, I don't know what they were doing. They were playing around in the mud on Sunday with the skid loaders, so.
What?
At some point, we're gonna have to be trying.
We
what we're gonna
need
do
to-
about that spot.
We need to close it up
Yep.
when it gets to that point. I mean, somebody shouldn't have been in there on Sunday with the rain and Saturday and then the Sunday too. But I think a lot of them are still trying to get their trees cut down and.
It's kind of hard to close it down when we're
Right.
trying to put deadlines on trees.
Right.
That is the whole purpose of it, but I guess just drilling back to this loader thing, let's use it to clean that nasty pile that isn't, grindable.
Correct.
Okay.
No, we don't.
Okay,
Make a motion to get the agreement signed and wait to take it until we got a pretty much accurate 10-day forecast that we can watch.
okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we'll call roll.
Commissioners Larson, Biggers, Carvers, York,
Aye.
Mayor Lundstrom.
Aye. That was the last thing on the agenda. I would just like to remind people that City Hall will be closed for Veterans Day on Monday, November 11th. And tomorrow is Election Day. vote because it's your right as an American citizen to do this and it's your civic duty to do this. And that's all I have. Jackie, do you have anything?
Just to remind people to vote.
Paul? Chris? Tyler?
I got nothing.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Michael?
Commissioner Spiggers.
Aye.
Garvers.
Aye.
York. Larson. Mayor Lundstrom.
Hi. Meeting is adjourned.